Hello, sunshine. Thank you so much for joining Being Awesome with Yvette, where I write and share daily messages to uplift and encourage you to want to change and do the will of God to become a stronger and better version of you. Today, the message is we can fall down too. The scriptures 1 Corinthians 10:12. If you think you are standing strong, be careful not to fall. We all have made mistakes, but yet we look at someone else's situation and think that will never be us. We have to be careful about what we say and pray every day for God to help us not be so quick to judge someone else, because we never know when we will fall down and we won't have the courage either to get back up and do the right thing, because we have put things and people before God also. So let's show more compassion and less judgment. Who is with me? I know for me, I have struggled with this, and I've been in this situation before where I have made comments as a woman. If I was in that situation, I wouldn't do this and I wouldn't do that. And I found myself in several situations that I had got into. And at the time, you don't think it will ever happen to you. And guys, I was not in a dark place. And people seem to want to put that title on people and say, oh, well, they were just depressed, or they didn't love themselves, or they weren't healing, or they just this and that. No, that is not always true. That is not. Because let me tell you, I'm very strong. Very, very strong. I'm strong. Put it that way. But you get in situations and you don't know the other person. That's just it. You only know you. You only know yourself. You only know your mindset. You don't know no one else's mindset. I mean, I'm not a mind reader. I only can go by what people say and what they do. But when someone snaps, that's a whole nother situation. I remember I used to be around friends that was their boyfriends or their husband would put their hands on them. And I would always be like, oh, that could never be me, da-da-da-da. Well, guess what? That was me. When the guy hit me, he didn't just hit me, guys. He basically drug me by my hair down a road. He didn't come at me from the front. He came at me from behind. I was on the phone with 911. And guys, 911 can only do so much. I wasn't able to tell them where I was at. And at the time, this was years ago, the towers would ding off the towers. So it took the cops a minute to get to me. They sat on the phone with me the whole time, but they heard my attack. So what I'm just saying to you is, have more compassion towards people. Never say what you won't do, or if it was you, because you never know when that could be you. I'm just saying, just be mindful, guys. Be very mindful, because you never know when it could be you. He thought I was dead. I wasn't. God was around me the whole time. I felt everything, but thank God I wasn't left with any bruises, and I was not left with any scars, visible scars anyway. Thank God we were able to catch the guy and send the guy to prison. I met lots of women during that time in shelters that wasn't so lucky. They walked around with the scars of what someone had done to them physically. It's one thing, I have the scars of in my mind but it's another to have the scars when you look in the mirror at yourself. You're reminded constantly of what someone has done to you. That's a different scar. And I'm just here to say, whether it's man or woman, let's stop judging. We're also so quick to judge people that get in relationships and the person cheat. And you say, oh, if they cheated on me, I would leave, and they go back. Guys, let's stop doing that. If someone takes someone back because they have done them wrong, let's stop putting them down. Let's start showing them more love. Love, love. Be there for them, because you don't know what it's like. And we as women and men who have been on the opposite side, we know what it's like. So we got to start loving more, showing more compassion, because as a person who has been beaten down and left on the side of the road for dead and has been raped, I would never look at anyone in that situation and say, that couldn't have been me because I wouldn't. No, show more compassion, show more love, show more understanding, because you just never know when it could be you. You could have everything together, but you don't know what somebody else is thinking. You don't. And just because we were attacked, that doesn't mean, guys, that we have low self-esteem about ourselves. We don't love ourselves. That is nowhere near the truth. When someone gets attacked, it's not them. It's not them. We got to stop doing that. We got to stop. So share with me if you have been on the other side before and you have said those words. Because I know I will never say those words again. Because it wasn't a good place to be. But I thank God for bringing me through it. I thank God for allowing me to not have the physical scars. But guys, I'm telling you, you just never know when it could be you. Never, guy or girl, in any situation. It's not just someone beating you. It's just in any situation, guys. Relationships, things go wrong, work, anything, because you're not in that situation. And the people like me who have been in those situations, you got to be smart about it, though. You got to figure out a way to get out. If you're in a situation and we don't always have family and friends around when things happen sometimes, and they're not always a phone call away. So what we have to do is we got to think. We got to stop. We got to think for a second. We got to come up with a plan of how to get out. We got to trust God. Pray to God. If you're in that situation, I promise you, there is always a way. But we have to calm down, trust God, and think, come up with a plan. But let's stop being so quick, guys, to judge. Leave your comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. And remember, we can fall down too. Thank you for listening to Being Awesome with Yvette. I really hope this message was uplifting and encouraging. And please join me again for another message. Again, thank you for listening to Being Awesome with Yvette. Have an awesome day.